All right, so 2010s. I think a lot of us can agree that the 2010s will be known as the decade with the evolution of social media. Uh, Depending on even if it was developed back in the 2000s, the explosion that happened with social media was absolutely undeniable that it happened in 2010s. So basically, social media became the major focus in all areas of society, whether that was business, education, anything, really. If you think of it, you could probably find it on social media. It's played such a big role in anything, really. And more recently, we've seen it play a big part in advocating for mental health. You see those apps created that allow you to text a therapist and all this other stuff. So it's really advocating. It's not just isolation with social media. So that's pretty cool. So the psychology portion, the DMS-5 was published, and changes included moving post-traumatic stress disorder and acute stress disorder, which is a more temporary version of PTSD. So that's not going to be as long-term compared to PTSD. So they moved that from the anxiety disorders section to the newly created trauma and stressor-related disorders section. The only thing was that a dissociative subtype of PTSD is introduced. The other part was that complex PTSD was left out. So you gain some and you lose some. This is a pretty major thing. Creating your own portion, own section in the manual, defining your disorders. That's a pretty big step in all of this. So that's pretty awesome. And that is like the main end point of this. But there's one last thing I would like to say, and it is about 2020. So stay tuned.